Right, if technology is working properly, we should be live. So I can see a load of you chatting away already. Hello, evening. Thank you for joining us. Can you someone just give me a nod and make sure that you're hearing me, and that I'm not just sitting there talking to myself? Someone just give us a thumbs up. Good. Cheers, Rick. I'm guessing you're from Wales, Rick. Hey, Karen. Hey, Darren. I was seeing some names here that pop up quite often on social media. Brilliant. Well, Northern Ireland. Wow. Okay. Sweet. We've got plenty of people joining us then. Well, thanks for giving up your Sunday night. I had a bit of a technology issue today, so I was in a bit of a flap as to whether or not we'd actually be able to get this thing going. So this is the first live broadcast that I've actually done. So fingers crossed everything goes all right. Before I get started, I really just wanted to talk through the whys and the what fors, some housekeeping. So obviously you guys have already worked out that you can leave comments on the right. I think I'm going to struggle to respond to them all live, but I'll do my best to answer any questions that sort of pop up as we go. I know you guys are just itching to find out who's won it, as am I. So if I could just say, obviously, keep it clean if you can. I just want to sort of go through the details of the competition, how it works, why I'm doing it, and just tell you a bit about me so that you know who I am and what I do. So the bike itself, as you all know, it's a 99 Fireblade, and the main reason for doing it with the Fireblade was because it was just one of those bikes that resonated with me when I was a kid. There was two really. It was the 99 Blade and the 916 Ducati. And I don't know if you guys have seen, I did a video on the Ducati comparing it to a V2 some time ago. So I did that one, and I'm potentially thinking about doing some more competitions. So I'd be interested in hearing from you guys. I like the idea of doing this old and new comparison. So I had a few ideas around doing maybe an Aprilia RSV and like a V4. Thought that would be pretty cool. Maybe like a SRAD Suzuki and a new Suzuki. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, because I think I'm just going to keep doing these. Obviously, it's really sort of resonated with a lot of people. So it's a 99 Fireblade. It's gone through its MOT, so it's got 12 months MOT, clean sheet, nothing wrong with it at all. Obviously, whoever wins it will have to tax it. You'll get the V5 logbook from me in your name, and obviously you'll have to tax it. Obviously, it won't come with any insurance and it won't come with any warranty, but obviously you've all seen me hooning this thing around, so you know that the bike's good, you know that it works. Touch wood, about absolutely no issues with it, so that's good. But obviously I'm not selling it, I'm giving it away, so it won't come with any warranty. It's done a few miles, it's seen a bit of action, so there's a few marks here and there, as you've probably seen in the videos. It's not like a nut and bolt restoration, it's very much a work in progress, and I really wanted it to go to someone who'd love it and finish it off. And I've seen a lot of really quite endearing stories from you guys. People who have had them in the past, people that have sort of lusted after them and stuff like that. It's been really cool. So thanks very much for the interaction. Oh wait, Tuono being delivered tomorrow. Wicked, you'll love that. Yeah, it is a really quick bike. It was really surprising to me how fast it was, and one of the things that was really surprising about the power delivery of it was that I expected it to be like a litre bike, but the engine spools up a bit more like a 600. It's quite peaky. I've ridden like 99 R1s and stuff, and it just, the way that the power is delivered is quite different. So it's got relatively new tyres. As you know, it's got brand new brakes. It's just had a full service. Only one key with it, but you can have them cut quite easily because they're just a normal key. There's a spare set of fairings that came with the bike as well. They're Chinese ones. I didn't fit them to the bike. I left the original ones on. New owner can fit those if they want. Entirely up to you. It's got a brand new stator, battery and rectifier. That's part of a new video that I have yet to release. I've just run out of time because the weather's been so crap. Trying to film these videos in between like the weather and stuff's been an absolute nightmare. I've definitely picked the wrong time of year to do this project, but we've had a couple of days break and I've just been filming like mad. It's been absolutely crazy. Nearly lost the drone to a kite of all things. We had the kite up and we had the drone up and this bloody kite flew over and nearly assassinated the drone in midair. Then we flew the drone into a bush. Yeah, I got shouted at by a lady when we were doing the new Fireblade SP, and I wasn't even going that fast. I was just doing some of the sort of runs up and down, and this lady jumped out in the road with a camera and started screaming at me, and it's good fun. So yeah, spare fairings, new stator, battery, rectifier. So the charge system, it was putting out 16.5 volts. So absolutely annihilated the battery. And I've got a video that I'll release after this retrospectively of me changing that. That was good fun. Nearly took the ends of my fingers off with the magnet as I put the stator cover back on. So that's funny. It's had new indicators and it's also had a new fuel tap assembly as well. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in one of the videos, the fuel tap, it's just like a little plastic fuel tap. It snapped off. So I've got a whole new fuel tap assembly on there. And one of the things that I didn't mention in the video, but that is good about modern bikes, is having a fuel gauge. What a pain in the ass. I absolutely no clue how much I had in the fuel wise in the bike at any given time. And I'd just forgotten, like, you know, when you're riding along on the old bikes and they slowly start to die and you kind of have to lean around and turn the reserve tap while you're riding. I hadn't even thought about that. So I run out of fuel. That was fun. So that's the bike. Collection. So if you win the bike, you're welcome to collect it. I'm based in Northamptonshire. I'll liaise with you if you want to pick it up. If you're impatient, you just want to come get it. It's not a problem at all. I will work with you. A couple of people run out of fuel. I used to have an old J series Ninja, and that was a bugger for it. Like, you'd just be riding along and it would slowly die. And I couldn't never quite get the fuel tap. It was a pain in the ass. Old Hornet. Didn't know they had to fuel gauge until the right. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You take it for a fuel gauge is such a simple thing, isn't it? You really take it for granted. Collection is okay. I will reach out to whoever wins the bike and arrange if you want to come and pick it up. Not a problem. But I can also deliver the bike. It will only be delivered to UK mainland. So if you're in Northern Ireland, you will have to meet me somewhere sensible at the port or something like that. I'll be in a van. And then obviously you can come and pick it up. Yeah. The thing is with reserve is you don't know how many miles you get on reserve, do you? So it is a nightmare. I mean, I was guessing like 20 miles, but the thing was the fuel tap was stuck in such a way as I didn't know whether it was on reserve or whether it was on sort of normal fuel. So no worries. Right, cool. So I can deliver it, but I'll just have to squeeze it around my day job, and we need to be a bit sensible about it. So a bit about me and who I am. Obviously, a lot of you guys have only just started following me, and I do appreciate that. I've been in the bike industry for 20 plus years now. I've worked at all sorts of different positions. I don't know if any of you guys, do you remember Hein Gerrick? Any of you remember Hein Gerrick from back in the day? So I used to run a branch of Hein Gerrick back in the day. Yeah. A few of you have been around a while then, like me. Do you remember the old tribal levers they used to do? I used to have the tribal levers. So I ran a branch of Hein Gerrick. I also raced bikes as well, to varying degrees of success. I think I spent quite a lot of time on my arse, to be honest. But really enjoyed that. Raced in various different classes over the years. They did have a branch in Edinburgh, actually. I've been to that one. a lot of the Heingerich shops ended up being sold to J&S. So there's one actually not too far from here in Findon, and they're not too bad, to be fair. In fact, if you go into some of the J&S's, they've still got all the old Heingerich tribal stuff in there. It's nuts. They're still selling it all. Now a baldy beardy, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I think a lot of bikers around the city. I've noticed a lot of the competition entrants. A lot of people are between like 40 and 55, and I did read a statistic that said that the average age of bikers in the UK is 55 now, which is nuts, isn't it? Like, there's not enough young people coming through. And I think there's a number of reasons for that. I think obviously, I think legislation around the license laws are absolutely nuts. I think they're really prohibitive. And like when I did my test, you could ride anything, but it had to be restricted to 33 horsepower until you reached a certain age, or until you had 2 years of experience. And I know a lot of you guys that are probably 50 plus probably just had to ride around a couple of cones, maybe even had grandfather rights on 250s. So I think it's we should all be old enough to know better. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and what I've seen in the industry is a lot of like youngsters. I remember I bought my first bike. It was like £500, £300 to insure, 15 quid for tax. Now youngsters are having to buy like £3,000 bikes. You know, the insurance is £1,500. The kit's £500. If you want to do your A2 license, it's like £800. It's absolutely nuts, isn't it? So no one left their restrictions in. Simon, don't give me that. No one did. We all used to get them restricted, and then you'd ride at home and you'd pull the restrictor kits off of them. KH250 on L plates. Yeah, bloody hell. Oh, that's Daryl. So yeah, I've been in the motorcycle industry a while. I did Heingerich. I worked with Kawasaki for a little while. Went off and did a corporate job in the automotive industry on 4 wheels, and then came back to it on the dealership side. So, you know, running dealerships, selling bikes, and then sort of still try to keep me eye in on the track days. So I've been around and done a little bit. I'm going to try and keep doing the competitions, the YouTube stuff. I'm going to keep trying to tell stories. I think there's so many spec sheet reviews out there of new bikes and whatnot. I don't know about you guys, but I find that people who just sit on a bike and talk, I just find that a little bit mundane. I don't know if you guys agree, but you know, I quite like the element of telling stories, so that, you know, like people can relate to them and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm going to keep going with YouTube. But I've got loads of new bikes lined up to ride. It's just a question of having some bloody weather, if I'm honest. I've got so many bikes lined up to ride. Yeah, there are loads of car shows. To be fair, there's absolutely loads of bike influencers and stuff like that. But I think the thing is, there's some really good ones. But I think the thing with bike influencers now is that because they're being invited to these like high profile launches and stuff, do you not just find that they all just give you the same information? And I think a lot of influencers are worried to upset manufacturers. You know, like if you ride someone's bike and they've taken you out to Spain to ride it and stuff, don't get me wrong, you know, I'd love to do that. But I think where a lot of people are worried is about upsetting the manufacturers by saying something, you know, they don't want you to say. So do I do podcasts? I don't do podcasts at the minute, mate. I haven't really ventured into the world of live. I've been speaking to a few people about doing some interviews and stuff like that. So that might be something that I look to do in the future. I think the challenge really for me is time. You know, I've got videos coming out of the backside that need, you know, editing and stuff. And just because of the way that I like to produce the videos, it just takes time. And, you know, you need a second person as well. I mean, like the drone stuff in itself, you know, you need to be careful where you film. You need to have someone who knows how to fly the thing. There's so many regulations and stuff about it. Even just filming, when you're just filming at the side of the road, the amount of people that stop and question what you're doing and moan, and you've only got to drive up and down a bit of road 3 times and people get the right arse. Yeah, people don't like us bikers, do they really? So yeah, competition wise, so most of you will have had an email from me a couple of days ago with an entry number. Now, anyone who entered after that, right up until the competition closed this morning, you may not have had an email with your entry number. So if that is the case and you don't have your entry number, don't worry too much, because I've got a massive spreadsheet here with I think it's 607 entries from you guys. I've removed any duplicates. So those of you who took your chance and entered 2 or 3 times, sorry, but you're not going to get 3 shots at it. All of the duplicates have been removed. Unfortunately, there was a few people that entered but didn't have a YouTube account. So if that was the case and you didn't have a YouTube account at the time that you entered, that would have invalidated your entry. So for the next one, just all you got to do is just sign up using Google for a YouTube account and subscribe to the channel. Simon, you didn't get one, that's fine. Simon, when did you enter? Did you enter like quite recently? Can you do a Honda H100? Blimey. Karen, I will review any old bike. The question is have you got H100 that you'll let me ride? And would you trust me? Right. So is that Madden Discus? Is that? When did you enter? Okay, Argo. So I'm seeing a few people. So if you entered more than a couple of days ago, go and have a look in your email inbox and check your spam, because if I've not emailed you before, there's every possibility that it might have dropped into your spam. But if you haven't got an entry number, don't panic too much, because I've got a massive spreadsheet on my computer with all of your names, email addresses and stuff like that. Obviously, I can't show it on screen because of GDPR and all this kind of stuff, but I've got a massive list of all of you guys. So some of you have got it. I know a few of you have, because I've had emails back and stuff like that. But when I do the drawing a bit, whatever the number is, I'll go to the spreadsheet and I'll read out the person's name anyway. So don't panic. If you haven't had a number, the odds are, because it's like an automated email system that comes out of the website, obviously it's not like a human being, it's just automated. There's a possibility that it's gone into your spam. So have a look. And like I say, when I do the draw in just a second, I'll be able to read the number out and whoever's won the thing anyway. If you do win, I'll reach out to you. If you're not on the chat, there's quite a lot of you on there, but if you're not on the chat and you're not able to respond to me straight away, don't worry. I will contact you by email and telephone exhaustively over the course of the next few days. And then we can arrange for you to pick up the bike or for me to drop it off. So how many entries did I get? 607. So you've got a 1 in 607 chance, which I don't think is too bad, really. I mean, if you do one of those like rev comps and stuff like that, you're looking at like 10,000 to 1, and this is free. So incidentally, a lot of people have asked me why I did this. Years ago, I did YouTube, and I did quite well out there, to be honest. But I did lots of different things. It wasn't just bikes, but bikes has always predominantly been my focus. It's what I enjoy doing. Yeah, it's better odds than the lottery. Yeah, definitely. Not quite as much money though. Although I'm hoping that whoever wins this, you know, is not going to sell it. But that's your prerogative at the end of the day. So yeah, years ago I did YouTube and I did quite well out of it. And I went away and I had kids and did life. And kind of just let it be, really. And I came back to it just because I love motorbikes. I love being around them. I saw a bit of an opportunity. I think there's how many people have entered? 607, Ben. 607. So yeah, I saw a bit of an opportunity. There's loads of bike influencers out there with loads of subscribers who do nothing but literally sit on a bike and just talk for 20 minutes. And that's great. That's nothing wrong with that at all. But 2 minutes in, for me, it's a snooze fest. Also, spec sheet reviews. Anyone, like any of you, can go online, look up the 2025 Fireblade and read all the specs off. Like, that's great, but it don't really tell you a lot. And, I like to see the bike. I don't necessarily just want to sit and look at the clock. So the reason I came back to YouTube was because I kind of just got bored of, just the same stuff, just regurgitating the same reviews over and over again. So that's why I came back to it. I'd lost loads of subscribers and stuff like that. So I thought to myself, invest some money, rather than doing like Google ads and all this kind of stuff that no one's really interested in, no one's going to click on. I thought, invest some money, gives me an opportunity to do the Fireblade video, which is what I've always wanted to do. Gives someone the opportunity to own a Fireblade. And I really hope whoever wins it doesn't just stick it straight on eBay. That'd be a real shame. But yeah, so I've come back to it. All of you guys are really invested. So I really appreciate the support, and hopefully you guys will stick around for more content. I'm going to do some more competitions. It won't always be bikes. I can't obviously afford to always do bikes. It might be kit. There's some people that I'm talking to who want me to trial their clothing and accessories and cameras and stuff like that, and I'll be giving all of that away. Like, I've no interest in keeping it all. But what they have to understand is that if they're giving me the stuff to review, that I'm going to review it, like actually review it. So if it's crap, yeah, I might be burning my bridges, but at least you guys will have an honest opinion, eh? I should mention as well, actually, Motorcycle World, who are a Honda dealership in Northampton, they have given any of you guys, subscribers, the opportunity to purchase a Fireblade with £500 off. So I don't know if any of you watched to the end of the Fireblade comparison video, but they did give me a voucher code for £500. So if you are in the market for a new Fireblade, and you did sort of, you were seriously considering it, make sure you get that link and give them a call, and they'll sort you out. Ruroc helmets. I've had some experience with Ruroc. I wouldn't say I've used them enough to be able to comment in a fair way. Let's put it that way. I do know someone who's got one, but I won't tell you what he said because it's not really fair because I've not used it myself. You've got a Ruroc, it's not great. All for, oh God. So the £500 voucher, the rest of the money is the issue. It is a really pricey bike, isn't it? One of the things about the Fireblade that I think, I'm sure Honda don't care, but I think they do the SP, and that's great because it's got all of the tech on it. I wasn't really that bothered about the electronic suspension. I think they miss a trick by not doing the base version. They used to do an SP and the base version was like 16, 17K. Which is really competitive with like the GX 1000 and stuff, which is also a really good bike in fairness. So we'll see what they do next year. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if they bought a V4 out or a V5? Because Honda, obviously, they produced that V3 supercharged thing at the show this year. So, yeah, quality was lacking. Yeah. Oh, God, Ruroc. Will I give a new blade away? Chris, mate, if Honda would give me a new blade, I'd be keeping it for myself, I'm afraid. I wouldn't be giving that one away. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, I think, mate, the only way you're going to win one of those is by going to one of these like rev comps and these sorts of people. Yeah, unfortunately not. Hey, maybe if the channel really takes off, maybe I will be able to afford to do it. Right. Okay. So let's go on with this draw, okay? I've taken up enough of your time. I've been waffling on for 20 odd minutes now. Right, so how this is going to work, you've all got a competition entry number. Some of you, let me just click on this. All right, so I have got a spreadsheet here with a load of numbers on it. It goes up to 607. So I have got Google's random number generator here. For those of you who don't know how a random number generator works, you have a range. At the moment, it's just default, so it's 1 to 10. And when you hit generate, it generates a random number between those two values. Fairly straightforward. There are 607 entrants. Let's just double check this. Okay, 607 entrants. So between 1 and 607, and all I need to do is hit generate. You see that? 607. Right, here we go. I'm nervous. Right, okay. So the first number is 499. 499. Let's have a look. So we have got a lady called Vicky. Vicky, are you on the chat? I said 87 wrong. Do we have a Vicky? Come on, Vicky. If you're out there, make yourself known. I'm not seeing a Vicky at the minute. Vicky, if you're out there, well done. Congratulations. I'm going to be in touch with you very shortly. All of you guys who've taken part, thanks so much for supporting the channel. Sorry that you guys didn't win. There were so many really nice stories from people you identify as a Vicky. Sweet. She's with me, Ben. Vicky says hi. Oh, right, okay. Ella. Hey, Ella. Well done. So, Vicky, I'm going to be in touch with you very, very soon to sort this bike out. Everyone else, thanks very much for entering. I am going to keep doing some of these comps, not always motorbikes, but if you're interested, my wife is Vicky. I see what you're all doing here. I'm going to keep doing some of these comps, so stay tuned to the channel. I really appreciate the support. Yeah. Hopefully, Vicky, whoever you are, hopefully you're going to ride this bike, love this bike. And yeah, I'm going to be in touch to get it out to you. So for now, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks very much for all of your comments. And yeah, hopefully I'll see some of you guys out on bikes in the summer. If you ever see me, I'm always out and about. Please feel free to come and say hello. We'll have a coffee and we'll talk shit about bikes. Bye for now. Take care.